Where'd it go?
I don't know. What was that?
I don't know.
Is that a foul ball?
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our Monday night team call. So, guys, y'all are going to be in for a treat. We have a lot of good stuff lined up for you all. And what I'm going to do is first mute everyone. If you would, send out any last-minute text to all of your people and let them know that we have a team call. Again, nothing that we have is mandatory yet. What I would recommend is being on the team calls because it's about being plugged in. And when we talk about being plugged in, we've talked about this, right? We have our cell phones and we freak out when the battery starts to go low. We start to go, oh my God, I need my battery's low. I mean, it's crazy how people get about their battery going low, but then they won't plug into their dreams. They won't plug into their future. They won't plug into making sure that their fire stays lit on creating success. And guys, we have a gentleman that's going to be taking over this call that has done that has created some massive success, that has helped, more importantly, a bunch of people create massive success. So I'm going to turn it over to him. Over to you, Gavin Teague.
What's up, everybody? So welcome to Monday night's team call. I'm super excited to be with you guys tonight. As always, so what I would do is encourage you to turn your cameras on, show those beautiful faces. But guys, I'm hoping to bring you some value tonight. Actually, I know I'm going to bring you value. I can say that confidently. I do jump all over the map. I'm very high energy. I had a dose not too long ago before this Zoom, so I am well prepared. And, of course, you see my beautiful girlfriend right behind me, Cassandra. But with that, I want to start talking about, my journey in network marketing. So I've been an Elopreneur since December of 2017. So when we really just first got this thing rolling, I'm 22 years old. I've been in the industry for now right at 4 years. This is actually the month it would make 4 years. And guys, I have no background in sales. I did not go to college and get a degree. A lot of people ask me, did I study marketing? Did I do this or did I do that? And the reality is I didn't. I was actually the kid that got kicked out of class all the time for talking too much, for just being crazy. Like, that's just what I've always been. And, I found this industry because I was in a place of seeking what was my direction supposed to be in life. And at the time when I was 17, going on 18, seems so long ago, right? I was depressed. I was in a low spot. I was overweight. And, I found a product, the PASS company, that I had heard was going to help me lose weight. So I was intrigued. I jumped in, tried the product, lost some weight, and all of a sudden I started realizing I'm a part of network marketing. I don't know what in the world this is, but I fell in love with the industry. I fell in love with being able to make an impact, to be able to teach other people, to share things that are working for me and that I have found. And I just loved being able to not just impact my life financially, but being able to help other people do the same thing. And, at the time I was serving tables, I was in the restaurant industry. Actually, I was a bus boy, and they actually promoted me to be a waiter. And this was a very tight-knit restaurant, a family-oriented restaurant. Like, everybody had been there for so many years. I was going to be the youngest server. And when they promoted me, I actually quit. I put in my 2-week notice. I said, this is it. I will never go back to another 9-to-5 job. And guys, that's where network marketing started for me. I was with my first company 2.5 years, had a little bit of success. It wasn't the right fit at all, but it was all that I knew. So I didn't know anything else to compare it to. And, I was introduced to Elopreneurs. And the first thing that I thought, especially coming from a health and wellness company where I was very arrogant and very biased to anything else out there, the first thing I thought was like, Happy Coffee? You've got to be kidding me. And I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that. And to be honest, I wasn't even a big coffee drinker. Didn't do it regularly. I just saw all of the benefits. I was like, you know what, it's at least worth a try. And, you know, within minutes, like I felt lit up like a Christmas tree. I was like, I don't know what this stuff is, but it is the bomb. And I'm going to share this with everybody. But guys, that's not what really intrigued me about this opportunity or this company. What really got to me was the leadership and the culture and the family here. And at the time when I found this, I was $20,000 in credit card debt from the last company, from buying all their products, attending all their events, doing everything. I'm sure a lot of you out there can relate. You've kept a garage full of product and, you know, maybe not had that great financial success like you intended to, but that was me. I was 20 grand in debt, living on credit cards, going back home to live with my dad after I'd been out on my own for 3 years. Couldn't make my car payment because I was living beyond my means. That's what I was taught to do. I thought that's what would make me successful, is people being envious of my lifestyle and then asking how to do it. But the reality was I had to face the fact that I was not being authentic, that I was not leading with my heart, and that I was not doing things the way that I truly believed I should. So when I found this, I was broken. You know, at the time, it wasn't the first time when I found my first company, it was weight. But this time I was financially broken. I had no clue what my future was supposed to hold. And I remember being introduced to this and talking to Ricky and Chris and some other leaders. And I had never had people pour into me and believe in me so much in my entire life. And when they showed me how much they cared and they talked about the mission of what we're doing here, it's really about happiness. It's not a coffee company. It's a happiness company. And I was like, wow, this is so different. Everybody wants to be happy. And what better way to help them do it than with a beverage that people are already consuming every day, being coffee? So it just made sense. My business mind said, this is a no-brainer, Gavin. You need to jump right in. So, you know, guys, I just want to talk about what I've done here to have success. I personally believe success is a moving target. I could care less about rank or about the number you see in the back office. That's not really what it's all about. That's the result of showing up every day and putting your heart into something. But it's not really the ultimate goal to have some rank. You know, what we're really about is being able to elevate other people. And when I saw this as a vehicle that was simple, that was relatable, and that your everyday average person, whether it be a stay-at-home mom, somebody working a full-time job, or somebody that's been in the industry for many years, I saw this as a way for them to be able to have success. So, guys, when I got started, I was broken. And I want to share with you that the same wind blows on us all. The same wind blows on us all. And I want you to think about that for a second, because a lot of people that are on this call, you may be going through tough times. Maybe you're just getting re-engaged. Maybe you're a brand new entrepreneur. You have no idea what to expect. Guys, we all face the same challenges of life. We all deal with stress. We all have negative people that are constantly tearing us down, dragging us down, telling us we can't do it, telling us we're not enough. You know, and I wanted to share that because you may be going through something that you feel like right now in your life is what's holding you back. But you have to break through that. You have to understand your resistance is your power, and your story right now is not your next chapter. Because when I got started, I could have said, man, I'm broke. I can't get started. I didn't have success in my past company. You know, this isn't going to work. And guys, you got to change the story that you tell yourself. And I know that Chris Schweda talks about that all the time, and it's so true. So when I got started, being in debt, moving back home, my vision was I don't want to have to work a job. I've already committed to myself. I will never clock back into a 9-to-5, and it's not going to start today. So I knew this had to work. And I knew that if I was going to make this work, I have to give everything that I got. I got to show up. I have to make that sacrifice. So what did I do? I put literally the last $500 to my name in credit line, not in liquid cash, in credit line, on top of the 20 grand in debt. I came in with the $500 pack, and I absolutely went on an all-out, like, hair on fire mission to share this with every single person I could possibly come in contact with. But what was interesting about it is that at the time when I got started, I said by the end of this year, our team, not my team, our team is going to be an ambassador team. And I told this to people, and they were like, there is no way you are going to do that. There's no way you're going to, in 1 year, build a business 10 times the size of the last one that you were in, that you had 2.5 years to do it. I said, okay, that's fine. If you're not going to join me, sit back with some binoculars and watch me, because it's going to happen. And, you know, guys, I share that because my vision and your vision in this business has to be so clear. It's not about the money. It's not about the cool apartment or where that dream house or the cool fast car that you want. It's truly about the way that those things are going to make you feel. We all have different things that are driving us. For some of us, maybe it's to be able to spend more time with your family. Maybe for some of us, we want to travel more. We've never had the opportunity to travel. Whatever it is that that is driving you on this Zoom tonight, I want you to really think about how is it going to feel when you're there? Because so many people, they neglect that aspect of success. All they think about is the money and you know, all the cool things and the materialistic items, and that's great. Like, I love it too. I have it. But on the same hand, it's about the feeling and the happiness that you're going to experience when you get there. And it's so important. So tonight, if you're on this, write down, where do you want to be 6 months from now? Not just, oh, I want to be a diamond, or I want to be a black diamond. I want you to imagine that you're already there. Change your language from, you know, I want to be to I am. Start thinking about exactly where it is that you're going to be and how it's going to feel. You want to travel, where are you going to go? What are you going to do when you're there? What restaurants are you going to eat at? What experiences and memories are you going to create? Okay, I'm just giving an example, travel being something that everybody can relate to. But really think about your goals and what it is that you're going for here. Because if you're just here, and I know everybody's playing at a different level. Some of you might just be doing this a couple hours a week. And thank you for being on, by the way, and sacrificing your time tonight to learn something. But some of you also have bigger dreams. You don't like your job. You don't like the situation that you've been in the last 10 years, 20 years, 40 years of your life, whatever it may be. And you want something different. But you can't let the pace that you've moved in the past or the experiences that you've had in the past dictate what's getting ready to happen in your future. Okay, and I wanted to start this Zoom with that because you have to have clarity. You have to write it down. You have to write it down. I'm going to say that another time. You have to write it down. Whatever it is that you want out of this journey, put it on paper. Put it on your bathroom mirror. Make it your password to get into your Facebook account. You know, make it your whatever, okay? Make it to where it's so undeniable that you can't ever go anywhere without seeing it and feeling that feeling of where it is that you're going, okay? And I'm stressing that because it's probably the most important thing about in all of this. When your why is strong enough, the how-to is going to come, okay? When your why is strong enough, the how-to is going to come. See, so many people, they're so worried about what they need to know. Or how, you know, do I need to learn how to do a live video? Or how do I have the conversation? Or how do I get new affiliates? They focus on that, but not why they're doing it. And they stay stuck. And it's really the opposite. When your why is strong enough, everything else, you're going to have that motivation. You're going to figure it out. You're going to make sacrifices. You're going to show up when it's inconvenient because that is what's driving you. Okay, so I'm going to be passing it off to some people. I just want to share a couple more things with you really quick. So, you know, a lot of people in network marketing, I see it all the time, and it was me at first too, they play the short game. They play the short game. And what I mean by that is they're only focused on 30 days from now, 60 days from now. And 9 times out of 10, somebody's playing the drums. Could you mute? 9 times out of 10, guys, man, I just lost my train of thought. Play the long game. I'm following some notes right here. So it's not going to happen as soon as you think it will, okay? And a lot of times we're sitting here comparing ourselves to the Gavins, to the Rickies, to the Chris's, to the Robins, to all the people that have the success after years of consistency, And we beat ourselves up when we don't get there faster. I see it happen all the time. And what happens? That person quits. But tonight, I want you to look at things a little bit differently. And I shared this on a live video in the Team Rise group last week. But why is it that when people go to college, they sign up for a 4 to 8 year commitment on day one? They show up to class every day. They pay for textbooks. They study for tests. They don't even like what they're learning about, but guess what? They show up every single day, right? Now, I can't relate because I didn't go to college, but some of you know how college works, I hope. So I hope it's making sense. But why is it that people give that 4 years to 8 years to get that piece of paper for a non-guaranteed job, but you come in network marketing and expect it to happen in 30 days? If you played the long game here, if you started this journey and said, you know what, I'm going to show up on all the calls, I'm going to participate just a little bit each and every day, I'm going to attend the events, imagine where you would be in 4 years. I look at who I was 4 years ago, and it's a totally different human being than today. And all I've done is show up in this industry, and I've become passionate about growing myself, not being better than Ricky, not being better than any one of you on this call, but being better than who I was yesterday, perfecting my craft, becoming a professional. See, so many people are in love with the idea of success, but they hate the idea of the work they're going to have to put in to get there. Success takes sacrifice. It takes being on calls like this when there's other things you could be doing. It takes showing up to events that you may not be able to afford. And guys, I'm not telling you to go, take out a loan and do all these things. My point here, don't hear what I'm not saying. My point here is you got to be willing to sacrifice and play the long game. Literally a year from now, your life can look entirely different, but you have to understand it's going to take trial and error. It's going to take frustration. It's going to take wanting to give up. There's been times, even in my journey as an Ellapreneur, I've wanted to throw in the towel. If I'm being completely honest, that I couldn't handle things not being perfect. I couldn't handle the stress of having to lead a team when I've never led anyone in my entire life. But you know what? I trudged through it. I made sure that I remembered why I'm doing it, and that's the reason I'm here on the Zoom today. Okay, so play the long game. Think a year from now. Think 2 years from now. And when it comes to your goals, have stepping stones. Have a 30-day goal. Have a 60-day goal. Have a 90-day goal. And when it comes to your goals, I want you to not think about the outcome-related goal of a rank. I want you to think about your activity, okay? What are you doing each and every day? So what I mean by that, I can't control if I'm going to get a customer today. I can't. Why? Because I can't go into everyone's house, grab their credit card, go to my website, and sign up. I can't do that, okay, legally. But what I can do is I can say, you know what, I'm going to reach out to 5 new people today. I'm going to introduce 5 new people to the prospecting group. I'm going to talk about the opportunity to 2 of my customers that are having a great experience. I'm going to follow up with a couple of my customers and see how things are going. Your goals have to be activity-based because that is what you can control. And with activity comes planting seeds. And with planting seeds comes reaping a huge harvest, okay? So focus on your activity and what you can do each and every day as a goal for yourself, and that activity is going to lead the results and to the results in your business. As far as what we're doing as a team, guys, literally, I'm keeping it simple. Man, I don't want to know anything. I try to keep it kindergarten, first grade level to where anybody of any walk of life is thinking to themselves, man, I can do that if Gavin can do it. He's really just keeping it that simple, and he's able to build a business doing it that way. The simple conversation, do you drink coffee at all? Have you ever heard of the happy coffee everybody's talking about? And sharing what I've experienced. And the other tip I want to give you, stop being a Facebook warrior. Stop being a Facebook warrior. Be a person, a real human being. Get on the phone with people. I have people all the time I've never met in my life that I've been on Facebook with for quite some time. And, they're like, oh my gosh, that looks so exciting. And I say, hey, do you have a few minutes to jump on the phone? Sure, tomorrow at noon. Great, I'll call you then. What's your number? Here's mine. and I get on the phone, I want people to hear and feel the electricity. Okay. And I think a lot of you, it's more comfortable to sit back behind a computer or a phone, but start talking to people. Start getting on the phone with people. Not only is it going to help you in your business, it's going to help you in your life. It's going to help you with dealing with people. And if you want to have a big business here, you're going to have to know how to deal with people. I promise you that. So get on the phone. Make that a goal of yours to try to get on the phone with somebody every week or every day or whatever it is. And you're going to see the results pour into your business because people are going to hear your voice. They're going to hear your authenticity, and they're going to understand that you're not just trying to create a transaction. You really care about them. And people don't care about how much you know until they know how much you care. Okay? They don't. I know, dropping bombs. So those are just a few tips. I hope that they help. With that, I have 5 or 6 people we're going to be calling on to share what they're doing. I want to pass it over to Casey here. She came in the business. First official full month was last month. You went from literally nothing to hitting silver. Proud of you, by the way. So share with all of these amazing people what you're doing that works, because you got a lot of value to add.
Okay, so I'd say the most important thing that I've been doing is actually going through my entire friends list, like starting at A all the way to Z, and just kind of like each person I'll go through and I'll go to their wall and find something that I find interesting about them or that I can relate. So I love the beach. So if I saw that someone's been at the beach, I'll go and comment and ask how their vacation was and start a conversation with them. And I always lead it to the happy, like if they've ever tried like if they like coffee, if they've ever tried the happy coffee before. And honestly, like they always become customers. And from that, I find like it's a numbers game. So like for every 10 people that you talk to, at least one of them are going to say yes. So I've had a lot of customers just from messaging them that way. And then they always love their experience. And of course, they know other people who drink coffee. So I've gotten a few promoters just who were customers first. And then within like a week of being a customer, they've changed over to a promoter. So honestly, I think just hitting up a lot of people and talking to a lot of people has been what I've been doing, and it's been working for me.
Got anything else? Actually, I heard her mention a couple things there that we listened to yesterday. Guys, personal development, and this is the last thing I'm going to add. Personal development is so important. I don't think you have to understand that. Just doing some personal development every day. If you're driving to work, listen to an audiobook.
Oh, yeah. In our car rides, we always listen to different audiobooks.
Listen to audios. Leaders are learners. You're never going to learn everything you need to learn in life. Okay? So a number one thing, and I don't know why it took me 4 years to listen to this, because I really, really regret it. I wish I would have listened to it when I first got started. Building Your Network Marketing Business by Jim Rohn. One of the most incredible things I have ever listened to in my entire life. And so relatable, and it's going to teach you so many nuggets of how to prospect, how to talk to people. But at the end of the day, and I taught my team this morning, if you're not opening your mouth about these products or this opportunity to people, you're doing them a disservice. And that's the way I look at it. If I don't share this with a stranger or somebody that I'm talking to, I'm doing them a disservice. This opportunity could change their life, not just theirs, but everyone in their circle. So why would I not introduce it to them? You can't be worried about somebody saying no or looking at you like you're crazy or saying, oh, you're part of a pyramid scheme? Damn right I am. I love pyramids and I'm going to climb to the top. Excuse my language, but I'm just passionate, guys. So sorry I said the D word. Anyways, Jesse Jenkins, are you out there? Hey. So tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're doing in this business that's working for you.
Absolutely. So I'm a stylist and salon owner from Tennessee, and super busy. I'm a single mom, like nonstop. Have a good gym routine. So it's just nonstop every day. I hit the ground running. And so when I had talked to Casey at first, I was like, okay, well, this sounds like something that I'd like to try. but I don't know. Like, I don't really have that much time. There's no way. Like, I'm eating my lunch, making phone calls, taking my, restroom breaks all at the same time as a stylist. So there's no way I'll have time for this. But, just talking to people and really make it's so easy. Like, everybody drinks coffee, and just making it a part of my general conversation with my clients. It's just been a really easy, gradual thing. My family, I've given samples to them, and they've really benefited as well from it. So just so much more focus for me, so much more energy. And I think that, like, my clients and the people that are around me can tell, and they just start to want to know why you're so happy and feeling so great. So it's a super easy product to get people to check out.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing, Jesse.
Yeah,
You're
absolutely.
amazing. Daniel Beaupre, are you out there? I see you, but I don't hear you. I don't know.
He's like, I always get anxiety to unmute it.
You haven't joined audio, I don't think. No. This happens every time we want Daniel to share on this.
Oh, he's going to come back.
He'll come back. If Daniel comes back, we'll pass it to him. Trinity Cassie.
Hey.
Hi, Trinity.
Hey, what's up?
Funny story, guys. Trinity had messaged me before this Zoom. She said, is it okay if I have my hair up and I'm in a hoodie, or do I need to look professional? I said, you're good. I promise. Trinity, give us a little background and tell us what you're doing that is rocking and rolling. By the way, guys, she's not going to brag on herself. I think she just hit 700 customers in the past however many months, 15 maybe. So what are you doing to get all those customers?
So, I'm sure a lot of you know that I am a business owner. I have a retail store, so I'm extremely busy. So when somebody says they don't have time for this, I'm just like, believe me, if somebody doesn't have time for this, it's me. So, it's basically like, you've got time for this. But I mean, mostly I get up first thing in the morning. I check my emails, my Facebook. I make posts. I think it's very important, to be consistent all the time. And, it's basically reaching out, just like Gavin has said. And, you just have to do your follow-ups, and you just have to stay consistent all the time. And then, I mean, for me too, I have, a great following on Facebook, and I mean, I just think I don't even know. It's been phenomenal. I see a lot of people every day. I'm lucky because my husband has done so fantastic on the product. And so it's been good.
Awesome. And by the way, guys, she just wrapped her Escalade up. It looks unbelievable. So go check out her Facebook page and look at this thing. It's awesome. So thank you, Trinity. You're amazing.
Thank you, guys.
Daniel Beaupre, are you back? I think you are, but I'm not sure. I guess we'll be skipping Daniel. Okay, Lisa Tolbert. Lisa. Can Lisa Tolbert?
It wouldn't unmute.
Okay.
Hey. So, I'm Lisa Tolbert, and I live in Eagle Lake, Minnesota. And I actually met Gavin in Las Vegas when we were with a different company that I didn't have the success like Gavin did. And we stayed friends on Facebook, and that's how I found out about this. And a few months before that, I wasn't getting out of bed anymore. I had a horrible depression. I wouldn't admit it at the time. And I saw him post this video about this coffee, and I didn't know. I had already quit that other company, so I didn't know if it was with that company or.
Lisa, hang on.
Okay.
Daniel, can you mute out? I'm glad that we can hear you now, though, because you'll be next. But can you mute just for the second?
Yep.
We're good?
There we go. Yep. Sorry.
All right. So I messaged Gavin and I said, yeah, I want to try this, but I just want to become a customer. I'm done with any kind of direct sales, network marketing. Like, I don't want to do this. And we talked for a little bit, and then we got on the phone with Ricky and Chris, and they ended up sending me a sample. And I'm so skeptical, and I really didn't think it was going to work. So I made my first cup of coffee. I looked at my phone to see what time it was, and I sat there and I was like, okay, when am I going to feel something? And it was like 20 minutes, 25 minutes maybe. And I actually started feeling like a human being again. I am a mother of 2 girls that are 10 and 11, and I'm married and we have a puppy. And I wasn't getting out of bed. And for anybody out there that's been in that position, it was just a vicious cycle. And I felt like a horrible human being, but I couldn't get myself to get up and move. And then I got this cup of coffee and my whole world changed. I was getting up out of bed. I was getting up before an alarm. You know, I was doing things that I hadn't done for months. And then I started, you know, talking to some other people, and that has totally changed my world. And what everybody's talked about is amazing. And what I'm going to talk about is the blessings of this company. I went to the first event in Minnesota, not knowing it was the first event in Minnesota, and met a lot of really cool people. I just got to go to another one where Ricky and Mark and Judy were there, and a few other people. And it was just amazing. And when Gavin was talking about the culture and the love, with other companies, it's always like, you know, what are you going to give up to go up, and, you know, all this rah rah, and you just got to go out there and take massive action. And that term gives me anxiety because I'm not the red personality like Gavin is. I'm blue and I'm yellow, and I just want everybody to have fun and be protected. And today we went for my daughter's sports physical, and I told her on the way there, I said, you know, this will be quick, probably 10 or 15 minutes, or, you know, we'll be done. We had a long weekend. I said, we can go home, we can go back to bed. And she ended up having to see a heart specialist today. And so my whole world was just, it went from, I thought this was going to be this quick, easy appointment to, okay, my daughter's having an EKG, now she's having an echocardiogram, and we don't know what this is going to be, you know. But I didn't have to scramble to find daycare because I'm blessed with an amazing team, and I'm fortunate to be able to be home with my girls. And I didn't even think about that until I messaged Gavin, and I sent him a picture of my daughter at the doctor, and I'm like, okay, things just don't go as planned. And that's what life is. So we're still waiting to hear those results. And it's, I mean, Outlook is really good for what they're testing for. It's like a 1 in 10,000 chance that she could have this, but they have to do it. And so now she couldn't start volleyball. And so she was sad about that. And it was just all the blessings that this little cup of coffee has given to me and my family. And I'm just like, I sat down when we got home and just kind of all hit me. And I was just like, the tears were just coming. And I just thought, this is like a blessing beyond blessings. I had overnight dose to somebody that lives in Iowa, and I went with the box. It was open, and first I went to the post office because she wanted it the next day, and they couldn't guarantee it because this lady lives in such a small town. So I ended up having to go to FedEx. But because the box was open, the lady's like, so what are you sending? And I'm like, so have you ever heard of the Happy Coffee? And she's like, no. So gave her a sample, and then went to FedEx. Same thing happened. The box was open, and the lady's like, so what are you sending? And it's like, you know, have you heard of this Happy Coffee? And it's that easy. And I'm telling my story. I'm not selling them anything. I'm telling them how it changed my life. And it's so much different than anything I've ever been a part of. And it's just awesome. One of the other things that I love is when I had those conversations with Gavin and Ricky and Chris, nobody tried to sell me anything. Nobody tried to sell me on the dream. Nobody tried to sell me on anything. They just shared their story and said, hey, this is what we're here. You know, we're here to help you. We're here to support you. And then they told me exactly what steps I needed to take to go out there and take that massive action that, you know, I still don't like the term, but they laid it out in steps that I could understand. And even as a mom of 2 that we're running all over the place, I can follow and I can do. And it's just been awesome. So if you're new, just know that you are in the right company at the right time, on the right team, with the right products. And if you have the opportunity to go to one of these Ellepreneur tours, they're awesome. And with Dallas convention coming up in October, if there's a way that you can get there, get there, you have to experience this energy and this love and this feeling for yourself, because it'll change your life. And now I get the opportunity to introduce a complete rock star from the great state of Iowa. She only lives about an hour from me. She's on my team. Were you going to do Daniel next, or should I introduce Sherry?
Sherry actually can't make it on. She had
She
kind
okay.
of an emergency come up. So
Okay. Well, I'll mute out and let you go.
But Lisa, thank you so much for sharing, and congratulations on hitting diamond last month. And you know, guys, I want to share. I sat with her at a table eating Qdoba Mexican grill in Las Vegas in the last company, and I just want to share with y'all, like, she was cross-line. We weren't on the same team, but that's just why it's so important just to love on people all the time. You know, no matter if you monetarily benefit or any of that mess, because you never know when that person is going to cross paths with you in your life again. So, Lisa, so thankful for you and everything you're doing, and just so proud of you for everything you've done and what you're going to continue to do. So thank you for sharing tonight.
Thanks.
Daniel, if you're out there, would love for you to share, buddy. If you can unmute. I'm gonna have to run a promo for this guy so you can get a new phone. Maybe he's having some difficulties. Let's go over to Miley while Daniel, and then we'll close it out and pass it back over to Chris. But Miley, are you out there?
I am, Gavin. Thank you so much. I thank goodness I was able to unhook and do the electronics properly. Sometimes I have a hard time with it. So my name's Miley Leituli, and I'm semi-retired from my corporate job about 2 years ago. And my husband and I have been Hawaiian ambassadors on the cruise ship for the last couple of years, just kind of sailing the world and having a good time. So my cousins were on this coffee, and I kept on looking. We were in Japan for 4 months. And I kept on watching them, and they had like lost all this weight. And I was like, my goodness, what are they doing? And you know, cruise ships has tons of food. Everywhere you turn, there's food. Food upstairs, downstairs, whatever kind of food you want to eat. So most times we come home from those cruises a little heavier. So my uncle was coming to meet us at the cruise. I says, hey, bring me some of that coffee. I want to give it a try. Well, he came, he brought the coffee, and I think like in 3 weeks' time, because they were on a 3 weeks cruise with us, by the end of the 3 weeks, I had lost 15 pounds. And I went, oh, what is this stuff? This is amazing. And kind of came back to the States. I talked to my cousin. I says, I just need a little bit more information about this, because we've had some success with network marketing in the past. And if the company and a product is as wonderful and powerful as this is, and if all the infrastructure is together and it's fairly new, the company hasn't hit momentum yet, then I think I want to be a part of the building of this. So got on the phone with Gavin. We had a little call, and we currently live in American Samoa. So I said, this is going to be a product that's going to be absolutely amazing in American Samoa, because per capita, we have more people that go to the NFL, you know, from American Samoa. Per capita, we have more people that go into the military, for the US military, from the American Samoa. It's a small little island, but we have so many branches. So that was my first initial set for that. But it just, everything is in place for success. And the most important thing is that we actually have an amazing product that can bring so much value to people's lives. And everything is in place. The company is just ready for expansion. And all everybody has to do is just be consistent. You know, find the daily actions, the DMO. That's all I've been doing, is doing the daily action plan every day, no matter what. Even if you don't feel like it, just do it. And it's sometimes it's hard to do it on your own. I have to be honest. When Gavin texted me a little while ago, asked me to be on the call, I was in a funk. I was like, my first thing to him was like, nah, I don't want to do this. But you know what happens is, as a team, we all rise together, and that whole term together, everybody achieves more. And I just said, you know what, I'm going to do it for the team. I'm going to do it for the team. I'm going to do it no matter what, because consistency is the most important thing of this. You just do it even if you're not in the mood for it. And that's the beautiful thing about it, because where we fall short, the team pulls together, and everybody else, we're all kind of rising together. So all I've been doing is the daily action plan, personal growth, using this time for growth. Like you said, this is personal growth with a commission check attached to it. And everybody who's coming on just has to plug into the system, follow our leaders. Gavin is a fabulous leader. Everybody who is just pulling everything together, we just do what we got to do, and together as a team, everyone's going to achieve more. So go out and share value to everybody, no matter how it is, whether it's on Facebook, face to face, just do it no matter what.
Awesome, Miley. Thank you so much for sharing. And for those of you that say you live in a small town, I want you to go Google Map American Samoa when we get off this call.
It's a dot.
It is a dot in the middle of a big, big, huge blue ocean. Like, you have to really zoom in to even see the island. So, Miley, you're incredible, and I appreciate you and your amazing husband, Tui, so much.
Thank you, Gavin.
Thank you so much for sharing. So with that, I'm going to pass it over to Mr. Chris Schweda. You did great with time, staying in line. Guys, thank you all for being on, and feel free to follow me on Facebook. If I can ever help any of you, I'm always here. I'm a team player, or I try to be. So thank you all for listening tonight.
Awesome. Thank you so much, everyone. And guys, what you got tonight was so many different nuggets, right? You heard about, what is your story? What is it what story are you telling yourself, right? And so many times we look at where we are and we get stuck on where we are, not able to focus on the future. And what I can tell you is that your past doesn't equal your future. I have the McLeans over here. They came in on, when did y'all come in? Friday? Right, Friday night they came in, and they've been here, and they're going to be leaving tomorrow. And we were talking about, like, oh, what if y'all actually live closer and all that? I'd be a lot better on the wake surfer, right? And he's sitting there talking about, and he's watching this lady or this young girl, Ashley Kidd, on YouTube as we were talking earlier. And he's going, this is just ridiculous. And he's watching how good she is. And it's so funny when we watch other people, and many of you all are sitting here tonight, and you're hearing different people talk, and you're going, oh my God, they just speak well, or they this or that. And we compare ourselves, and we tell ourselves different stories. But guys, everything that you're good at took time. Whether you got overweight, that took time, right? It doesn't take, you don't get overweight overnight. And you don't lose weight overnight. You don't get bad at things overnight, right? Habits, whatever that might be. And you don't get good at things overnight. It takes time. It takes time. It takes practice. And it's funny just watching the McLeans and how they all, like, watching Kim today wake surf was really fun compared to the first time, right? It's fun because she looks like she's gonna die or something, or she's giving birth. She's like, and I'm like, relax. And then she does. But guys, my point with that is she was actually doing really well. In everything in life that you're good at, like, look at your job. Look at what you do right now. When you started on that job, you weren't as good as you are today if you've been doing it for any length of time. And, we were reflecting earlier, just talking about how much life has changed over the last year, right? Last year and a half. I remember being December of 2017 and being down to my last $56 in the checking account. And we had $800 coming out from my kid's school, going to private school. That was going to be an automatic draft that I had to borrow the money until we got our first commission check. And then to look at where we are today and how much things have changed. We were able to go fishing at 5 o'clock this morning. We were back by around 11 something. We made calls until, 4? Something like that. I think we got off the phone with Ricky and someone else probably around 4:30 or so. Then we went out and we went wake surfing for a little while. And then we were back at home for roughly about 8:15. And then we're doing this. We did welcome calls. We did prospecting calls. We did all these different things in between. And to look at where our life is now compared to where it was a year and a half ago is totally different, guys. So my point is your past doesn't equal your future. Where you are today does not equal where you're going to be tomorrow. You are set up. You right now are in a position to where you could have a supernatural turnaround. But what is your belief system? What is the stories like what Gavin was talking about earlier? What is the story you're telling yourself? What are you using to either push yourself forward or hold yourself back? What are you doing every single day to move yourself forward? What are those daily disciplines? See, the key to becoming successful is not about doing these huge things. It's not about like, everything. When I say supernatural turnaround, it happens with little steps. Guys, if you just improve today 1% over yesterday, and tomorrow you improve 1%, and the next day 1%, in a year's time you can improve yourself over 300% if you just try to get 1% better. See, becoming extraordinary is not about doing, some amazing, grandiose thing. It's about doing extraordinary things every single day, every single day, every single day. See, the key to becoming successful in this industry is about getting a large group of people to do a few simple little things. Few simple things. Imagine just telling your story twice a day. You expose 2 new people today. And then, by the end of the month, let's just say you got 2 people who do the same thing. Well, now that's 6 stories going out a day. And then say the next month, all of you all go out and get another 2 people, right? So now it's 3 of y'all that went out and got 2. Now it's 6 people going out there sharing their story. It's 12 people, that are getting exposed on a daily basis. Guys, over time, next thing you know, you have 100 people that are sharing their story twice a day. Next thing you know, you have 1,000 people that are sharing their story twice a day. See, but we look at it, it's like we want instant gratification. We go put something in the microwave for 30 seconds and we want to stop it with 2 seconds left because we don't want to be patient. Guys, many people will work on their job for 40 years to basically 40 hours a week, for 40 years to retire for 40% of what they could barely live on when they were living. This is your time to go out there and do some little things every single day, to become better every single day, to where in the next year, your life can look totally different. I challenge you to go out there and do something every single day for the next year and not see some kind of change in your life. And we could be talking about exercise. What if you just did 25 push-ups a day? What if you just did 25 sit-ups a day? Guys, it's about simple disciplines repeated over time versus simple errors in judgment. It's easy to go do 25 push-ups. What if you can only do 5? Do 5 times, right? But we look at like, oh my God, it's hard. 5 push-ups, 5 times in a row. Like, we watch TV, right? Do 5 push-ups every commercial. You do that for the next year and watch how your body changes versus eating 5 Cheetos in between every commercial, right? Or whatever the hell you do, right? I mean, the thing is that we think that it's this big thing that we have to do. It's just about doing daily disciplines until our life changes. Guys, so many people, and we've just been so blessed to not only have our life change, but watching all the people that went out there and took action and watching their life change. And we talked about it from the very beginning. When we originally launched this whole thing, we said, you know what? We're going to create the most thousandaires out of any company out there. We're going to focus on helping people create an extra $500 to $1,000 a month. How do we have so many people that are doing extraordinary things with huge incomes? because we focused on how many people can we help create an extra $500 to $1,000 a month. And this is the deal. If you can get to 500 to 1,000, then you can help somebody else do the same thing. And then you help another person, and then you help another person, and you help another person. And then next thing you know, you're making the 5-figure monthly income versus the $500 monthly income. But many of us don't believe that that's possible because we want to look at it happening overnight, but it doesn't happen overnight. Guys, some people have been doing this for a long time, right? And then they finally get started here, and then boom, they blow up and they're an overnight success after however many years they've been doing this industry. Guys, what I can tell you is that every single one of you all have greatness inside of you. It's time for you to harness that. It's time for you to recognize the greatness that you have. See, I believe that every seed is good, but many people plant their seed in the wrong soil. And we told you all, many people, that when you got on calls with us, we told you that we're going to be the fertilizer. We're going to be the good soil that you plant your seed in. You plant your seed in here. You get on these calls every Monday night. You jump on the every Saturday morning team call or the getting started trainings. I guarantee if you do that every single week for the next year, your life will be different the next year, and also take action at the same time. Share your story with 2 people every single day. You do those 3 things, just those 3 things, and I guarantee your life will look totally different a year from now. With that being said, look, we believe in you all. We know that you have it within you to have the greatness that you were designed to basically create. And we want to be that fertilizer. We want to be that soil that you can grow to be the best version of yourself. Commit to yourself. Let's go out there and change not only your life, but many people's lives. I believe in you. All these other leaders believe in you, or we wouldn't be plugging into you all and pouring into you all the way that we do if we didn't believe in it. We're not just sitting here, just saying things that we don't believe is true. So with that being said, everybody have an awesome night. Great job, everyone that gave value tonight on the call. We appreciate you so much. Again, this is your team call, guys. And there's going to be a time when you're going to be the one training on this call. You're going to be the one hosting this call. Visualize that. Write a new story of yourself starting today. Write out who you are. I am the leader people are looking for. I have greatness within me. Today, I will add great value to other people's lives. Just tell yourself a different story, guys. With that being said, everybody have an awesome night. Take care. Thank you so much for adding value tonight. Come on, unmute everybody. Everybody can say good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Aloha. Aloha. Oh, okay.